There are over 2 million words in the English language. They're all around us. We find words in street signs, billboards, restaurant menus, and many other areas. We see and speak words every day. Words help us communicate ideas, thoughts, and meaning to people around us. But how do we learn these words? From an early age, we begin learning new words. Children learn words in a variety of ways, such as hearing, speaking, and reading. It is possible for a child to learn over 1,000 new words a year. Once children become fluent readers, they learn most of their new vocabulary through frequent and varied reading. However, direct instruction is important. Direct instruction helps students learn new vocabulary words by providing learning experiences and activities that not only expose the students to new words through reading, but also by providing direct instruction of specific words. Direct instruction teaches students the meanings, relationships, and connections of words in their world. It is important for them to learn these meanings and relationships so that the students can then use the words. As readers, students need to recognize words and the meanings that the word conveys. When a student has trouble understanding a word in a book, they become more concerned with that particular word than they are with comprehending the text. As writers, students need to make word choices so that they can give specific meaning in their writing. It is important that students have ownership of their words. This can be done by having the students use the word in a variety of ways. A word sort is a great example of one way to do this. Here, these students are placing vocabulary words from a story into categories. For this sort, I have picked the categories studied, plot, character, and problem. I gave the students specific words from the story they read, and I'm having them think about those words and then put them into the category that they think the word fits best. Effective vocabulary teaching gives students a full meaning of a word. One way to do this is to allow students to have multiple encounters with the word. This will help them understand what ways that specific word is used. To do this, teachers can have students read the words in a variety of texts, such as newspapers, stories, signs, or even directions to a game. Many teachers of younger students label items in their classrooms. This helps the student identify the item with that specific word. For older students, teachers can have the students watch TV shows, newscasts, or even presidential addresses in closed caption. Students also need rich and varied activities when learning vocabulary, rather than using the same activity or the same method for every vocabulary lesson. Teaching vocabulary in a variety of ways helps students better understand the different relationships a word can have with other words, and keeps them engaged in learning. One rich activity that a teacher can do with a student is called vocab questions. To play this, a teacher takes a few vocabulary words, such as physician and botany. Then the teacher asks the class, can a physician be a botany? Or can a botany be a physician? These questions may sound funny, but the discussion answering the question can teach the students meanings of the word. Another activity that students can do with vocabulary words is the vocab guess. Students pick a vocabulary word, then create a PowerPoint slide featuring pictures of the word, its synonyms, its antonyms, picture the word might mean, or other information that relates to the word. Then the teacher can show the class the slides and have them guess what word they think each slide represents. Even if the students cannot guess the correct word, this can lead a great class discussion about the meaning of the vocabulary word. Having students look up word definitions in dictionaries is not an effective activity for improving comprehension. Memorizing a definition does not require students to make connections between new words and known information. Also, words subtly change from the strict dictionary meaning when the word is used in different contexts. Sometimes, even the wording in the dictionary can be hard for the student to understand. Instead, dictionaries should be used after a student learns the word in context. They need to know the dictionary definition, but they also need to know the relationships that word has with other words. One way to use dictionaries in a classroom is to have a definition hunt. This is where students in the classroom look up the definitions to words in various dictionaries, and they talk about the definitions as a class. Here is a collection of dictionaries, such as a picture dictionary, a children's dictionary, and a music dictionary. It is important for students to be actively involved in their vocabulary teaching. One way to do this is for them to keep their very own vocabulary notebook. Their notebooks can be used to store words, the word's meanings, synonyms, abbreviations, slang terms, etymology, the word's history, places that the word could be used, and other information. A vocabulary notebook needs to be fun. It can include pictures. It can even be electronic. This is an example of a page that could be put inside a vocabulary notebook. Another activity to get kids actively involved in learning vocabulary is to have a word of the day. Dictionary.com has the word of the day for each day. Before school, the teacher can look up the word of the day and then write this word on the board. As students come in, they can write what they think the word may mean by using their prior knowledge, dictionaries, and other cues. Then the teacher can discuss what the word means with the students. Effective vocabulary learning comes from a combination of exposure to the word and direct teaching. Students need to have multiple exposures to words, have rich and varied learning activities, and be actively involved in their learning. As they learn new words, they become better equipped to communicate to the world around them.